There is no reason anymore not to run Windows 10 Pro retail version on your PC. Get it now, $12.50 only, instant delivery on a brand new secured web store. Welcome to the last part of this Skyrim 2021 Ultimate Graphics tutorial for Skyrim Special Edition. And yeah, we reached the last part. There's not that much stuff we need to do still, but there are a couple of things I would like to show you guys what to do, what I absolutely recommend for you to install to finish this mod list, because then we have done such a big job, I should say, with installing such a large amount of mods. Absolutely insane. So great if you are still with me in this last part, that your Skyrim Special Edition runs stable. And I would say let's go ahead with the last couple of things we need to do. So the last part on this guide is add-ons, and yeah, there are a lot of cities in add-ons and a lot of experimental stuff. The only thing I would recommend for now, at least that's the thing I always install, is this JK Skyrim Overhaul for all the cities. Why? Because it's just such an amazing mod. It will expand the city, it will make it look a lot better, more vivid, more immersive, you know, and it's just, yeah, it would be too much of a waste not to install it. So I always select the JK Skyrim all-in-one instead of downloading all the different individual cities. So that's what I do, download, and it's very easy, no weird, annoying options for them, at least as far as I know. So yeah, as you can see, this is the only mod I do have, JK Skyrim all-in-one. Press OK, and that's it. Now you have fantastic immersive cities, so yeah, I would definitely check it out. There's more on this page, an example Dawn of Skyrim, and yeah, as you can see, it requires some patches, so it's up to you if you like that or not. I'm going to skip it for now. And there's still all this stuff here, but in my opinion, I'm not really sure if I would advise you to install this, even if you like it a lot, because yeah, you know, because of instability it might cause in you know, when it has to run together with stuff like JK Skyrim. Bruma is fantastic. I can recommend you to do that if you want to install it, and I think it works fine just like that on our mod list. You can just download the main file here and DLC integration patch and the patch for Skyrim Special Edition 2021. So yeah, and then you can sort the plugins again, and that would be all of the mods for this list. So then if you just want to follow this list, then you are pretty much done. So congratulations on that. However, I personally do recommend some other mods. And now it is time, now we can actually close this guide and go back to my guide. Because, yeah, you know, can you remember we started here at the first start to do everything from the modding guide first. Now we finally finished it. So now we can see what I do recommend for the other 20% mods, which I stated here. So let's see what we did do now. We installed this as everything from the main guide. 80% of this is pretty much representing our full tutorial. We ran SSE edit to clean the master files, and now we are here. So first, system mods. Some system mods I do recommend. Alternate Start, Live Another Life, we did install at the start of the tutorial to test our Skyrim script extender. There is this mod I absolutely recommend, the Skyrim Special Edition Weather Control, and that is very, very handy if you want to test out your modded Skyrim, because the game can look a lot different when it's raining, when the sun is shining, when it's night, when it's dusk, when it's dawn. You know, all those things, and it's very easy with the Skyrim Weather Control mod. You can use console commands with typing FW and then certain weather codes to force specific weather types, but with weather control, it's just an item which you can like quick bounce to your favorites, and then you're able to spawn any weather at directly at your hands. So absolutely recommend it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to install it, so I'm sure I won't forget it. So weather control, here it is, manual. Okay, awesome little mod. Then a mod which I find a bit strange, that it was not included on the 80% mod list, is iHUD, immersive HUD. Because yeah, what iHUD does is pretty much hide the HUD unless you really need it, and this is, in my opinion, essential for exploring, so that you don't have a HUD. If you just want to explore the wonderful landscapes of Skyrim Special Edition without having the HUD wiped out all in your face. There is a console command to hide the HUD entirely, that's TM, but iHUD is just a way better option for this. So if you have a quest active, I think you have this quest marker. Yeah, if you don't have a quest active, you don't necessarily see anything. So really would recommend this. It's just a single file iHUD. It also can be added relatively quickly here. Press manual, press OK, and activate the mod. Alright, then that was everything from the system. The biggest part I would recommend to overhaul are the dungeons, the runes, because they look a little bit boring in my opinion. And there are some mods I used for my own guide last year, or 2019 guide, which I think will make the this stuff looks way better than it currently is. So let's open all that stuff up to show you guys a little bit what I mean. Can we open up everything? Yeah, sure. Alright, so this first mod is a dungeon texture overhaul. In my opinion, it just makes the dungeons look a lot better. So yeah, it's just the main file. If it loads up, I hope, yeah, here it is. So the faux mod, the all-in-one installer, or at least the modular installer. Then we have the same for the runes. You can go to files, and from there you can just download the 4K stuff. It looks really cool, and it makes it a lot better and interesting looking. Also here for the dwarven runes, as you can see here, super nice quality. Because yeah, we didn't really have much of a nice overhaul in that other mod list, so I would also recommend this mod. Same applies for the mines. As you can see here, a very high quality, very good quality. Name files, and then download here as well. Then also a really cool mod, it's not a very large mod, but I do find it super immersive, these Farmhouse Doors, especially in combination with the good 3D walls. So you want to go to files, download the 3D door. It's, yeah, I think even while it's a small mod, it really makes a big change in looks when you enter a small village. And the farmhouse floor, while we're at it, also looks good, you know. I just had this for my 2019 list, so it's nothing super special, but I would also include this, download to 4K. Archery Targets, also a very small mod, but I think it's a very nice 4K look for these archery targets. So download the 4K retexture as well here. And then the training dummies, they also look very cool in 4K resolution. Download those as well from the files, and the texture replacer, and then also vanilla weapon replacer. I strongly suggest you use this because, of course, especially at the start, you will have a lot of vanilla weapons which you're encountering, and they just can look a lot better because the models we have now are still vanilla, and even while they're a little bit better, they're not as good as this vanilla weapon replacer. So I strongly suggest you install that as well. So yeah. Let's just do that before I forget that. So the texture overhauls underground comes with a faux mod option. It's quite a large mod, so let's wait a little bit. All right, then let's fix numbering here, install everything. So that, yeah, that's not that many options. Let's wait for this as well, or maybe if it's super fast, then we don't need to wait like this. Second mod was the Nordic Runes Ultra Quality that we did download. Press OK. They're quite large in file size because they're 4K textures, of course. The Dwarven Runes manual, press OK. And for all this stuff, there is one exception, and that's the clever sharp stuff, which I'm going to show you guys in a couple of minutes. So to show you some alternative stuff. So on this, the mines redone, CC's HQ mines redone, also press for K. Yeah, it's pretty much straightforward, right? You've installed so many mods right now, especially you guys, which have done a lot of other tutorials for me, know how Mod Organizer works. And if you are really new to modding, I really hope you, learned a thing or two from Mod Organizer and from my tutorials. The 3D door, manual, press OK. The farmhouse floor, yeah, also to stay in that same category of mods from the farmhouses. And we have the archery target retexture. These are all relatively small mods. Then we have training dummies 4K, manual OK. And the vanilla weapons replacer. Really, really cool mod. It's quite large, as you can see. Let's see how large it actually is. It is... Where's the file size? Oh. Really? Oh, yeah. I was thinking 2, that's 6 megabyte. I can't really believe that. 2, that's 6 gigabytes. So, yeah, it's quite large. Okay, let's just wait for it. Okay. Let's wait a little bit. It seems that it needs to initialize again. Here it is. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so let's see. That was everything from this part. So let's close all those mods, and we have some left here on NPCs in here. Yeah, there's some things I need to clarify. I'm not using any body or animation mods because I think they're purely a matter of taste. And also, not having any animation and body mods is the most compatible friendly. But then again, if you want to install it, feel free to do that, of course. It's your modded game. So yeah, feel free to install any of those UMP mods, CBBE, all the skin mods. You know, go ahead, go crazy with all those characters, character and NPC overhauls, you know. But for me, for this is fine. I'm mainly using my Skyrim for playing and showcases. Well, more showcases than actual playing. So, yeah, again, it's your Skyrim Special Edition. Install what you like. So, there are some mods, however, I definitely recommend that you really don't want to miss those in some NPC overhauls. And those are the Bajin NPC overhauls for women. And the Saranaholic for Sarana, which is one of the most important NPCs in the game. And it's, of course, from the Dawnguard DLC. And KS Heridas we already did install at the character overhaul at the other more large mod list. So these are the Bijin's War Maidens. And if you don't like it, you can watch screenshots here. You know, if you don't like, if you don't find this lore friendly, skip it, really. Please don't spam the comments with saying this looks so unimmersive, Barbie-looking NPCs, because I can respect everyone's opinion. I do like this. I don't think the Bijin are at the edge of being very good looking, but not being too anime or too immersive breaking. I think they are just perfect. So that's why I installed the Bijin mods. If you don't like them, skip them, please. Don't start raging in the comments about them. Skip them. So for the ones who also like these overhauls from the screenshots, download the main files. And I know there's an all-in-one installer, but then you need to like merge the plugins. So that's a lot. Yeah, I always find that process a little bit confusing. So I'm just going to individually download the Bijin mods, and if I ever want to replace them with other mods, I can simply deactivate them by category. So War Maidens first, download the main manual. Download the main mod for Bijin War Maidens. The same for NPCs. Let's open up all these files because apparently it takes a little while. Yeah, the Bijin NPCs, the Bijin wives here, and Saranaholic. Here you can actually see which version of Sarana you like in Saranaholic. So this is the latest version 1.8. This is Valerica, the mother, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while. I only played Dawnguard once, and that's been a while ago. So this is version 1.7, And this is 1.6, and then you have also some older versions, which I don't really like that much in comparison with version 1.6. I think this is the best looking. So I do download version 1.6, as you can see here, and you also want to have this texture update for all versions 1.0 till 1.7. This isn't necessary if you do have Surroundaholic 1.8, and I think actually for the latest version it's already included, because this dates back from 2nd of November 2020, and this has been uploaded the 31 of October 2020. If you like the Valerica character, the NPC overall, you can download the Valerica optional file and the high-res texture for Valerica, I think, if they're not included already. Probably not, since the high-res textures are larger file size than the actual file. So that's what I, again, recommend for the NPC overalls. For the rest, again, body mods, skin mods, it's up to you. Animation mods, it's up to you. If you want to mess around with finesse for animations, go ahead. Alright, so NPCs, so the Bijan War Maidens are here. We have a lot of options. All in one, yeah, wrinkles, no wrinkles. I'm going to leave everything default. Here you can actually select if they want to have a UMP or CBBE body. So this is really standalone. You don't need to have a UMP or CBBE body mod installed yourself. Does it matter? It matters if you want to give them armors and clothing later on, and they are either created for the UMP or CBBE body. So that's something you want to take in consideration. For the rest, I'm just going to leave them. Yeah, I think CBBE is nowadays a little bit more the standard, but UMP looks good enough for me. So I'm going for, yeah, just the default UMP option. Alright, and let's install all the other Bijan stuff, the NPCs, all in one. So here you can actually see if you want to have the vanilla based or the more, yeah, maybe less immersive version. So they give you actually some options in the Bijan stuff. So yeah, it's up to you. That's cool with this stuff. It's up to you what you like. Alright. Then we do have the wives, Bijan wives. Also all in one. I'm going to stick with UMP. It's then the best to, if you have selected your body mod, which you want to use for a pack, to have them all the same. Because it's not really going to work if you have CBBE for one pack and UMP for the other one. That's Surroundaholic. You can select if you already want to have more human eyes or the vampirish eyes. So yeah, that's up to you. Click next. Also here you can select if Serana needs to have a UMP or CBBE body. And we want to, here already I think are the high resolution textures included for the body textures. So that's nice. So I'm not 100% sure if the high quality texture update is needed for this, but I'm going to install it anyway. Let's leave it on yellow. UMP 4K install. Okay, it already exists it seems, so we can just replace it. You can also choose merge, but I don't care anymore for older textures. So it could be that those are literally the same 4K texture mods. Yeah, and that's it, because KS Heridas we already did install. So then we're almost at the end. Let's close it up. There's two mods which I want to show you. And these are experimental, I have to say. So for now you are actually done. We're going to jump in game in a little bit, but there are definitely two mods I really would like to tell you something about. So after you start playing this mod list, it looks wonderful, you know. I think it's the best combination of having a lore-friendly game, but very high-quality graphics, a very nice ENB lighting and all. There are these two mods which might be something completely different in terms of quality and something extremely wonderful. What are those? The Clever Shards all-in-one 4K pack. Let's open it up. And this Grass and Landscape Overhaul, which is relatively new. And the thing with these Clever Shards all-in-one is, as you can see, it will overhaul also a lot of villages. So there you want to be a little bit careful with that you don't have any conflicting mesh files. But in my opinion, the Clever Shard overhaul, for an example, these farmhouses look absolutely out of this world. The quality is so super amazing. Also here, this looks so good. These caves, where was it? Here. So the only problem is that we already had installed a lot of these other texture overhauls, and if they want to use their own meshes, it might cause some graphical glitches. It could also be if you just download it and add it all the way at the bottom of the load order, that it will just overrule the previous meshes and textures. So in my opinion, it works like that in Mod Organizer. It doesn't load together. Maybe if the meshes have been renamed, that's going to be causing issues. But look how fantastic quality these textures are. So again, these are probably going to interfere a little bit with your other city mods. And also, if you don't like this look, you know, I wouldn't. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem if you want to install it. There is another option for the Clever Sharp stuff, and that is by opening here this link to his name and going to Files. And here you have the possibility to manually download the mods as well, which is probably a better option because you can handpick them one by one, which you like. Skip the cities maybe, and I think this might be the best option. Even if you want to do it fair in a correct way, then you can go to your mod organizer and deselect the mods which are altering the stuff which you want to use from Clever Sharp. But for a quick try, it doesn't hurt to download the all-in-one installer and just drag and drop it at the bottom of the load order, you know. Just do it there and see if you like it. Because if you have graphical glitches somewhere, you don't like it, it's just a simple mouse click to activate and deselect the mod. So I would say check it out because I really love the Clever Sharp textures. Then the other one is this mod. It's relatively new, 28th of January 2021. I haven't had a chance to experiment with it, but someone from my Discord advises me to check it out, so thank you again for the tip. The screenshots looks phenomenal. Phenomenal. Wow, do I say that correct? Yeah, phenomenal, right? That's the way to pronounce it. If you look at this, fantastic overall. We, however, of course, did install already a big landscape mods, multiple of them actually. So yeah, in that case, you can. I would suggest just if you want to try this mod, download it. It's quite large. No, it's not that large. It's only 300 megabytes. And drag and drop it also at the bottom of the load order and see if you like it, if you have any graphical glitches. And if you like it and you don't have any graphical glitches, hey, that's fine, you know, just leave it like that. And the same for Clever Sharp's all-in-one texture packs. But to install it like this, to download them both, just drag and drop them all the way at the bottom of the load order is not a really clean way of installing them. The cleanest way to do that is then to deselect the mods which already are altering the stuff which these two mods are altering. But I know that's very difficult since we now have, what is it, installed over 267 mods. So that's insane. One last note, if you want to download mods like armors, weapons, those kind of stuff, feel free to just drop them somewhere at the bottom. Or if you have custom NPCs, you know, just drop them somewhere at the bottom of the load order. That's fine. And it works. For me, I always done it like that. No problem. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. We have now completed the 10-year anniversary mod list, the 2021 Ultimate Graphics tutorial. Everything that has a beginning has an end, and we're now reaching the end of this graphics tutorial. Maybe if there will be released updates, I will release them in short update videos. But for now, I suggest let's finally go for the last time testing in-game with you guys to see how it looks and enjoy the wonderful world of a fantastic looking Skyrim Special Edition 2021 graphics tutorial edition. I just read it here and I knew that somewhere was going to end up well with my sentence. But yeah, let's go to Mod Organizer. Let's start Skyrim Script Extender and check out our game, how fantastic it looks. So welcome in game to our fantastic modded Skyrim Special Edition. First of all, I did add those two experimental mods, so the Clever Sharp all-in-one texture pack. And the reason for that is I did notice he has an actual options form where you can select which specific area you would like to have covered. Yeah, I pretty much have now everything selected in that options form, and I also have the experimental landscape mod enabled. But again, that's I would only do that if I were you, if you really don't like the current landscape. But then again, I have to say this experimental landscape looks pretty good, as you can see here. Very, very nice. So yeah, we do have the Rudy EMB active with Cathedral Weathers. All those effects, textures are now really showing off how great, fantastic our game looks. By the way, what I usually do when I enter into a game for testing purposes, I will type in tdetect. That's this command. Tdetect, like this. This will disable enemy AI, so you can freely walk around with no problems. And I will use the TGM command to enable God mode. And as you can see, there are two bears here wandering around, and they have no idea that I'm here because their AI is completely disabled. So that allows you to freely walk around without having any issues of being encountered by NPCs, by monsters, stuff like that. And TGM, of course, God mode, if you ever fall off a cliff, that you don't die when you're testing the game. Of course, I would only advise to do this with testing purposes on your test character, and of course not use cheats and a regular single player experience. But anyway, it's a single player game, so it's up to you. But anyway, yeah, I think those two commands are really, really handy. Yeah, what I also usually do is mess around with time. For an example, if I want to have dawn, I want to have it like 6 a.m. I can force that with this command, set space game hour 2. And as you can see, it's pretty dark now here. And if I even force it, let's see, 1 a.m., something like that. It's really night now, and as you can see, this nice skybox. It has 2 moons, it seems, and we do have some clouds. It's cloudy weather now. But yeah, as you can see, there's a huge difference instantly with forcing weather commands. Forcing time commands, I should say. So if I want to have broad daylight, I can set game hour to 12. Yeah, so if you want to change the weather, because now it's really clouded, as you can see. It has a nice atmosphere to the game. But what if we want to test an example sunny weather or rain? Well, you can go to items and then go to your backpack, and somewhere in there are these 2 items: weather control, solstice time. If you favorite those items, yeah, you have them in your quick bar in your favorites, and then you can activate it. And then yeah, you have some options. So it first asks, do you want the northern lights to be visible? I'm going for daylight now, so I don't care. So if we want really clear weather, an example, we can force it. And once you force it, you need to wait usually an hour or 2. Yeah, or now. So you can see it's a lot. This is really sunny weather, very bright. So almost no clouds. And that's good, you know, if you want to create screenshots, an example, and you want to have really, really good direct sunlight, then it's nice. So yeah, it's really up to you. If you're just randomly playing, I wouldn't mess around with the forcing weather effects. But for testing purposes, of course, it really can help. So an example, what if we want rain? Here you have also the different regions, because it can depend on a region how things look. An example, clouds in northern coastline are different than in the reach or in the snowy regions. So an example, if we want to, let's see, have light rain, we can do that. Let's wait a couple of hours and then you have light rain. Also very atmospheric, as you can see. But you don't have to wait hours before it might start raining if you want to create a showcase. So yeah, I generally like for this EMB and Cathedral Weathers the cloudy weather. So, and let's force game hours to 12. So I think that looks really cool. So yeah, as you can see, I think it really, really looks amazing. And for me, the 2 most troublesome areas are, like I said, Riften, and the other one is Falkrith. So we might go to Falkrith to see how it runs there. And as you can see, by the way, all the mods we installed are activated. An example, Immersive HUD. We don't have a HUD now unless we're going to activate a quest, or unless we're, yeah, you know, an example, running. Then eventually the stamina bar will show up. So yeah, all those mods are are correctly installed. Also here we now have the the world map. By the way, if you use your console command and you type in TMM space 1, you have all the map markers, and you press enter. You have all the map markers, and that's of course handy for testing purposes only, to quickly fast travel to all points of interest if you want to do some testing, want to create some showcases, etc, etc. So the areas around Falkreath, let's go there and let's see. Yeah, again, I do have a relatively good system, an RTX 3080 and i7 9700K. I am running on 1440p resolution, however, so it's not always that granted that I have fully 60 FPS. An example, Cyberpunk, all ray tracing maximum settings usually give me 70 to 90 FPS, but on some dense areas I don't get 60 FPS on my RTX 3080, only like 50. So yeah, you know, it's not that it is the holy grail at this moment, the RTX 3080, but for a fully modded Skyrim, no problem whatsoever. So this is Falkreath. Yeah, I currently have an NVIDIA FPS counter and it never really drops below 60. But I can't really specifically see how many FPS I got, because I think this FPS counter is based on Skyrim script extender, and for that it does not go any higher than 60, or at least it doesn't show any higher numbers than 60. This was usually one of the harder to render areas, the fog here around these graveyards. And as you can see, for me that is no problem whatsoever, not a single problem. And look how amazing it looks. I mean, also distant landscape, you know, it's super well done. The LUTs are super well blended into the foreground landscape. This is the only glitch for the candles, which happens because we are altering our 3D walls. So yeah, you might encounter those minor glitches like these, but for the rest, I find it super fantastically looking, to be honest. And also, what I always really surprised about is the dark rocks from Majestic Mountains. How very good they look, really. They look superb. Here also, and here as you can see, you know, the quality of the rocks, superb in my opinion. But yeah, it runs fine. So for me, I would say mission accomplished. 10 years of Skyrim modding. I would say this is probably one of the probably the best Skyrim special edition I've ever had, or Skyrim for that matter. So very great graphics, but also very realistic look. You know, very high quality, very high quality LUTs as well. So distant landscape, no weird popping. It's inevitable, but it's not as much as I had previously, because we all have the wonderful generated LUTs already, pre-generated LUTs, I should say. So I guess that's it. 10 years of Skyrim and 10 years of Skyrim modding. Absolutely fantastic. And wow, what this game still can look great for such an old game. So yeah, what's there left to say? That's only that I really hope you guys will enjoy your Skyrim Special Edition modded with my mod list. And I really enjoyed it as well, all those years of modding, of playing Skyrim Special Edition. And again, I want to thank you again for all the wonderful support I got from you guys. Always the positive comments on my YouTube, on my Discord. And also, I would love to see your screenshots in my Discord channel for screenshot sharing for Skyrim Special Edition, or Skyrim in general. And again, thank you for all the wonderful support during those 10 years as well. And I think I am, 6-7 years active on YouTube now. Thanks guys, and again, enjoy your wonderful modded Skyrim Special Edition, and hope to see you at one of my next videos. Bye.